Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. So I've got another deck to share with everyone, and it's the recently buffed duo of Taliyah and Malphite. This deck aims to play landmarks in order to generate units, while passively leveling up Taliyah and Malph in deck. It wants to keep control of the board using Grumpy Rockbears as value units until the champions come down for mid and late game pressure. It has a couple of card combos that can be used to gain advantage in the early game, which is really cool, and it's a good foundation for a casual strategy, but maybe could be taken a step further into competitive viability. I want to run through my card choices, explain why they're in the deck, and give you the knowledge to pilot the deck yourself. The code for the deck will be in the description below, along with the Mobalytics link. Before I get into the deck profile, if you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button to stay up to date with my content. I'm less than 500 away from a huge milestone, so feel free to sub if you like this video. This is the only channel where you can get my specific style of content, so you won't regret subbing. I also stream on Twitch often, so check me out over there if you're looking for live gameplay. With that, I hope you enjoy this deck profile. So a little bit of context before I get into it. I did play some Taliyah day one right when it came out, Grumpy Rockbear strategy. I really like the idea behind it, and I think that it's gotten a lot stronger since then with things like Clockwork Curator and of course Malphite being a pretty decent supportive card and helping push a little bit more pressure in the mid-late in order for like Taliyah damage, in order for you to go wide and wide stun and such. So I already have a little bit of knowledge, and I took a core aspect that I used to play and just pushed it a bit further and decided to make this deck, last night, playtest a few times. I had a lot of fun, so I think this is a really good foundation. I won every game I played, which is only a few, of course, and they weren't against the best decks, but super enjoyable for me, and I just wanted to share it with everyone since both of the champions were buffed recently, and everyone needs a little bit of a refresh from the current meta, so hopefully this can give you guys a little bit more enjoyment in Legends of Runeterra at the very moment. So with that, let's take a look at the numbers. I wanted to make this pretty aggressive early, so we're not like, sitting on a whole bunch of mana, just passing turns, waiting. I want to try to take this strategy aggressive, which is why we got Chip in here too. So let's start off with the exact numbers. We got Ancient Preparations, which comes down as a predict card, which is nice. You can kind of manipulate what you want to draw next, and this helps with your combos as well. Next we have Chip, immediately a 3/3 as soon as you play something, so you can do Ancient Prep on 1, Chip on 2, and it's basically a 1 mana 3/3 and you float 1 mana, so that's really good. You can do it vice versa as well. So yeah, Chip comes in handy. Very cute card. Everyone loves to see Chip. I have 2 of Imagined Possibilities in here because it's pretty nice to have the flexible quote-unquote invoke of a landmark with countdown. You can get a whole bunch of different stuff out of this, a whole bunch of like versatile options that we're not hard running, like we're not running super heavy removal, so you can get the landmark that obliterates the weakest unit, or you can get like the Rock, which is pretty cool. So it's good to have just as a tool. It's sort of like the same methodology of having 3 sisters in Freljord decks. However, this is a little bit more, there's more options to choose from, so it's not as consistent, of course. It's not just like solid 3 to choose from. It's a whole bunch of stuff that you can get, but it's a nice 2-up to have. Also, the secondary effect of advancing your landmarks 1 round is super relevant. If you get out like a Rockbear or Preservarium and you copy it with Taliyah, then you can advance both of them and summon them both, which can actually get a little bit out of control on turns like 5 or 6 when you're developing a lot of mid-game pressure. Next we have Triple Shapestone, of course, because this is a landmark based deck. We are utilizing the best and strongest aggressive combat trick in the game. This swings so many things in your favor. This helps trade up your 2/2s into 5 HP creatures even, so super good here. Clockwork Curator is awesome, amazing addition to the countdown landmark strategy. I love playing this guy on turn 3 after Rockbear. So one of the potential combos that you can have that I mentioned earlier in the introduction is you can play Ancient Prep on 1, Hibernating Rockbear on 2, and then Clockwork Curator on 3. Now the way this will work out is that your Ancient Prep will pop, so you have a 2/2. You summon your Curator, which is a 2/2, and since this is turn 3 after playing Hibernating Rockbear, it will have countdown 1, so you play that as well on that, and then it will count down to 0, and you'll have a 5/4. So you'll have turn 3, 2/2, 2/2, 5/4. That's actually really good on turn 3. It is almost as good as some of the Slay openers that Thresh Nasus can pull off. Not as strong, but it's pretty darn good. all things considered. Next we have triple Preservarium, which is a really good draw card. It's a landmark. What's super cool about this is that if you play Preservarium later, like on turn 4, and then you copy it with Taliyah, it will summon, draw you one, and then it will have countdown 1 as well, because it was already on the board for 1 turn since you copied it from Taliyah, and then that one will pop as well, so it's a draw 3 essentially. 1 Preservarium equals draw 3, which is absolutely insane, or actually draw 4, I guess if you count the first Preservarium draw when you first slam it. So yeah, 1 Preservarium can lead to a draw 4 if you copy it with Taliyah, which is just insane. It can refill your hand in the mid game, and it can really help you out if you've got all of your early cards and like your shapestones in your opening hand and you're kind of bricking. You can use it to refill and get your other important value cards. Next we have Rockhopper, really good, 2 mana 3/1, summons the Roiling Sands. Roiling Sands is a 2 mana landmark, so that helps for Malphite, of course. You get to generate it literally for free. That helps Taliyah, it helps Malphite, they level up in your deck, and it's also just nice to give things vulnerable. You can trade into stuff with your Rockbears or your shape-stoned up units, so we got that going for us. Side Scout is sick because since we are playing a landmark deck, we can probably pick a landmark, especially something like Salt Spire to come out after her, and she will be elusive, so it's good to use as an elusive blocker in this meta, which is pretty relevant, and she can get in some cheap elusive damage as well. Desert Naturalist doubles up here. Like most of the time, like I'd say 7 out of 10 times, we're actually using Naturalist on our own stuff. So like a Ancient Prep that's not going to get too much value later, you can just hit with Naturalist and summon a free Rockbear after predicting, or you can use this as the other 3 out of 10 times, destroying an enemy landmark, which is super good. You can hit Star Spring with this if Tomraka is relevant. You can hit like Grand Plaza if that's ever relevant again, but you can hit Slaughter Docks. Like there's so much stuff that you can actually do with this, which is really cool. You can hit enemies Sundisks if they're playing Sundisk, which is kind of annoying for them. You can hit Emperor Dice, which is probably the most relevant landmark in the meta, so I'm just saying it's kind of nice to have that removal. Double Ground Slam. This is the only actual hard removal we're running, which is a little sad, but we're kind of fighting for the board, so it's pretty obvious we don't need too much since we are using our units as removal as well, especially since they have pretty decent stats. The Side Scout, Desert Naturalist, both defensively statted with 4 HP, and also the Rock Bears are just really strong, so we have that going for us. But yeah, Ground Slam, stun enemy, deal 3 to it. This is basically like our Get Excited, but we don't have to discard. We just have to have played a landmark, which will always happen by turn 4, pretty much guaranteed. If you haven't played landmark, something really weird has happened. Triple Salt Spire, really good to copy. This is the best Taliyah target. If you can get out, you know, a few landmarks before Salt Spire, you play that, play Taliyah on 5, copy it, maybe Taliyah levels, you get the Salt Spire bonus. Everything is working out really good here, and then just got the triple Malphite to round this out. We don't have anything higher cost than this because, like I said, I wanted this to be more early mid-range focus, so it makes it a little bit more consistent. You get some fun opener hands, you get some pretty fun card combos, so yeah. Malphite rounds it out. When he levels up, you get to have a free AoE stun that costs 2 at the start of every turn that you're attacking, so you can use that to pressure. It's really funny watching opponents play around it because they're like, oh, I don't want to develop anything because it's going to get stunned, and then it lets you like develop for free, and then you get to stun everything and then hit. It's really cool actually. So they work pretty well together, and this is just like a fun strategy that I came up with. It's utilizing the countdown stuff. It's Rockbear focus, which I really love. I love Rockbear and I love Taliyah, so that's why I decided to try to make it as consistent as possible, and I had a good amount of success and a lot of fun with it. So a couple takeouts that I would like to talk about is you could take out the Imagine Possibility and run the landmark that obliterates if you want to play a little bit slower, you want to play a little bit more controlled. So you could do, where is it at? Obliterate, I think it costs 2 or 3, right? Here we go, it's Rockfall Path. I couldn't find it because I don't own it. Obliterate their weakest enemy for 2. So you can just slam that down as well instead of Imagine Possibility. You can also, if you want to, hard run Ancient Hourglass if you still want to do the fun Taliyah combo of summon a Taliyah, Hourglasser, play a new Taliyah which copies, and then you'll have, you know, 3 Taliyahs come out. Or you'll have 3 Taliyahs on board and then just swing with a whole bunch of rocks, and you know, that's kind of fun. Always keep in mind that Taliyah level up doesn't actually deal a whole bunch of damage unless you have a landmark on the board. That's something that I've already done and I've already misplayed because I'm just not used to playing her, so make sure you have a landmark, you know, developed and such when you're going for those big attack turns. Other than that, you can run Eye of Raharok if you want to, automatically levels up Malphite, but you're always playing enough landmarks before he comes out to level him up now, especially since it only takes 10 mana of landmarks. That's pretty easy to do with this deck. Those are pretty much the only things that I would consider. Otherwise, this foundation is very, very solid. However, that's all I wanted to do, was provide a good foundation. I still encourage players to mess with the numbers, put in whatever twists you like, and just enjoy the deck as much as you can. And that about wraps it up for the deck profile. Now here's some live commentary games so you can see how the deck plays out. I'll be giving context of why I'm playing certain cards, and hopefully it gives you a good feel on how to play the deck. Alright, for the first game we got Yasuo Malphite. Also a good combination. I also like 2 Yas, 2 Leona, 2 Malph. There's a couple different things that you can do. People are probably trying to figure out what the best Malphite strategy is, so we are going to fight with him over this. We can pitch both of these, just keep 1 chip, 1 ancient prep, and be pretty happy with that. Ooh, Rockbear is cool. I can save the ancient prep for later. I guess I don't technically need it right now. I can just slam the chip. Yeah, definitely not attack into a 3-3 there. That was a good top deck. So he's also playing the Daybreak cards, but he does not have Leona. But he could have like Sunhawk and stuff. Alright, another one. Fair enough. We will summon our Rockbear here. Make chip that nice 3-3. Yep. Yep, I'll take the 3 here. Now we should do Rockhopper into Ancient Prep. Seems pretty good, honestly. It can deter him from playing his 1-3 with Quick Attack, because then I can just trade into it. So let's do that. We'll lead Rockhopper here. I'll save the second Rockbear for something later. Maybe like I can play it on 4 if I top deck Taliyah. See, this is really good for me. I'm glad that that hit vulnerable. Now I can attack into it and he won't get very good lifesteal value. So let's manipulate what we're playing next turn. Assault Spire, Preservarium, Naturalist. All good options, honestly. I kind of want to play Assault Spire right on 4. So we'll do that. Then we'll grab here into the 4-2 first to deny healing. And then swing with 3-3. Call it a day. Pop. And in 2 turns, so my next attack turn, I'm going to have a 5-4 and a 2-2 on top of this. Can also play our Assault Spire. Ah, there's the 1-3. There we go. I guess I can trade here. I'm a murderer for putting Chip in harm's way. I know I'm gonna get flamed for that. My bad. Oof. You hate to see it. Take the 5-4 and the 2-2 here. And then we shall open attack, it looks like. After this we can play the Rockbear if we want. Or Naturalist, one of his Eye of Raharoks. Seems good. So this is going to be a double stun, so on the 2 weakest. Okay, I'd rather get rid of the one that's going to stun on my attack turn. I'm actually okay with these getting stunned. It will be my Naturalist and my Clockling. 5-4 will still be able to block something that he plays. So let's get rid of this. Something else I could have done is probably play the Rockbear this turn and then play Naturalist. Since I don't have like a really good hand anyways, it's probably the correct play. That way I could have gotten a Rockbear out at least. But that's alright. We'll play it this turn. 5-3? Does he have a buff for this? I guess he could have Pale Cascade, right? It would be a Naked Pale though. Other than that, it could be Twin Disciplines. He could be running Bastion. Let's play into it. Let's see. We'll get a resource from him. Concussive? That's fine. I just don't take any damage then. That's not the worst thing in the world, to be honest. Now we shall Ancient Prep. And grab a Possibilities or Side Scout or nothing. Kinda like the idea of Possibilities. Malphite is leveled, so we can go into him. Yep. Don't have space on the board to play this Rockbear, so we'll just do this. Boom. Ground slam that. So you could have Notify and Deny, both of which stop this. Oh. Okay. I'm pretty sure my Malphite is a lot better than his Malphite right now. Because my Malphite is on attack turn. He does not get unstoppable force on defense. So without Nopify, he's kind of screwed. Yeah. It's just an OTK, essentially. This would be, what, 20 damage? Yeah. Plus I had Shapestone in hand, so really, really good. Killing right on attack 7. That is not bad. Yeah, but it was Rock versus Rock Malphite. That's not how that works, man. Alright, for game 2 we got Zed Sivir. Probably an aggressive strategy if I had to guess. Quick attack focused. Could be doing a mission or something. And I got all of my landmarks possible, which is kind of funny. What if I do Ancient Prep on 1, Rockbear on 2, and then Imagine Possibilities? I guess I'm getting rid of Salt Spire no matter what. I can keep the possibilities. Oh. Oh, wow. This is amazing, actually. We got my combo. So, Ancient Prep on 1. Let's try to get Taliyah. Yeah. Yes, Taliyah. Then we'll do Hibernating Rockbear right here. I'll take 3 this turn. Let's see, 2/2 will come out and then get Vulnerable, which is fine. This is one of the early game combos I was talking about. Attack turn 3, we're going to have, here we go, 2/2, 2/2, and 5/4. Also floating 1 mana, so if we had Shapestone, we'd also have Shapestone here for a really good turn 3 play. High pressure, high value, high power. This is a crazy turn 3. So we'll do that, then we'll play Salt Spire on 4, Taliyah on 5, and this is like what I would consider a perfect curve. There we go. And we have board. The only annoying thing now is this Roiling Sands is going to make my Taliyah vulnerable. Zed? Okay. I guess I sacrifice my 2/2 into that. Had vulnerable anyways. Ionia Shurima. Okay. My Taliyah is actually not going to level. So maybe it's not even good to play her now. The copy value is huge though. Let's do this. I'm gonna Ancient Prep. Or not Ancient Prep, Imagine Possibility. Imagine Possibility is so good on these double Salt Spires. Advance him. Let's go. Big boy Rockbear. Anything innately wrong with swinging with her as well? I guess not, right? Pressure is pressure. I don't really care about her. It either deals damage or kills Zed. Nice. Alright. So she got to deal damage. And I have a 9/7 Rockbear currently. Oh, okay. Good strat. Nice and cheesy. I like that. Oh. Big elusive, huh? I probably don't get one shot this turn, right? Probably not. Not with 4 mana. He'd have to do like a Dawn and Dusk combo on this Greenglade duo. That's another thing I'm not running in this deck, and that would be Shurima Deny. Could definitely be a consideration. Exhaust. And Shapestone. Alright, so he's using it to kill her. And Flurry. Wait, didn't he had lethal then, didn't he? Lol. Yeah, didn't he have lethal? Bop bop. Like, he doesn't need to exhaust. We'll do that. I definitely want that Grand Slam, yes. Yes, please, thank you. Play a Rockbear, and we can play Malphite. Except now we won't have enough mana for Malphite stun. I shouldn't have played Rockbear. I forgot it costs 2. We're both misplaying. Boom. His misplay was a little worse than mine in my opinion. Hey, this should be 1 mana. Let's buff Malphite again. That's all I'm saying. Buff him again. Buff him again.
Where are you going?
Yep. Give me your elusive boys. Yep. Yep. Give me all of them. He literally has to block all. So what I'm doing is not missing lethal. This is called extended BM. I'm making him lose via surrendering to me. That's a weird card to have in there. His deck seems kind of fun though. A little jank, but also a little fun. Alright. There's no way I get punished. Unless he has last card deny. If he has last card deny, I'm punished. Okay. Woo! Extended BM pays off. Aw. Oh, that's so wholesome, so cute. Yeah. Alright, and for the final game we got Braum Vlad, actually a competitive deck compared to the first two, so let's hope we end on a very good, very solid game versus a meta deck. Desert Naturalist is insane because we can snipe Scargrounds. Keep Rockbear. We could probably pitch Preservarium because I don't want to play it on 3. It feels a little too weak. He only pitched 1 card. You already know he has the Scargrounds in hand, and I'm going to absolutely obliterate him. Okay. He gets to beat me up a little bit though for the first couple turns because I'm playing attacking on evens now, so my combo is not as good. Unless he tries to develop on 3. If he wants to develop on 3, then I'll be in a good spot to not take a whole bunch of damage. But if he opens, I just take another 4. Yeah. Take another 4 it is. Yeah. That's Ancient Prep. What we got here? Chip, Saltspire, Prez. Saltspire. That'll be my turn 4 play. No Scargrounds, huh? I could float 3 or I could play here. Seems good. Then we shall definitely open attack. I don't want to use my Shapestone yet, so we're going to open attack with just 5-4. Maybe get something from him. No? Okay, I'll take the unit then. Play the Saltspire, play the Taliyah. Braum. Okay. If he plays like Vlad here or something and he doesn't have a combat trick, I can kill Braum with the Shapestone trade up on any of my units. There's the Scargrounds. And that's a no thank you, my friend. So he interrupted my play a little bit. I wanted to play Taliyah this turn. Now this is kind of dumb, but it's alright. Yep. Let's try to force a Troll Chant from him. So we have 4 cards in hand. Getting a resource now is really good. There it is. Take the chip. Let's do 5-4, 5-4, 3-3. These attacking are all kind of an int, so we'll just swing like this. Then we'll play another Salt Spire. 5, 4, 2, 2, 3, 3. If he starts playing like Brianna and stuff, I think it's going to be hard for me to actually close this out. Dealing that 5 is going to be a good chunk though. And now I have board completely. Was he going to Avalanche though? Because I know some of these decks have Avalanche and Blighted Ravine. Yeah. Avalanche. It's a bit rough for me, not going to lie. For that. And that. Alright, then we can play Taliyah. I'd like to play Taliyah after attack phase though, in case he has a way to kill her or something. Another one. Well, I know he's going to attack, so... yeah, we'll just let him attack then. If he doesn't attack, he's a psychopath if he takes this pass. Because he can literally get free value from Braum. Aha! That is what I thought would happen. I'm in his mind, bro. That was a hard read. I can play this Rockbear now.
They're so sweet when they're sleeping.
And this open attack is pretty nice. Except I don't know what's gonna happen with this these Taliyah rocks. Taliyah's about to be pretty sus. I can't actually play Malphite and get the stun off, so I'm gonna play him after combat, I guess. Each one will only deal 1 to him, right? But he'll die. No, he won't actually die. He'll live with 1 HP. Braum dies though, and Taliyah doesn't. Alright, that's pretty good for me then. He has to have another option in hand. He could have like Death Lotus or something. Or Ice Shard. I know some lists run 1 or both of those. Second Scar Grounds though, that's kind of whack. 3 Sisters. Fury. Okay. It's pretty big ouchies. So he lives with 1 and gets a bunch of Poros. This is so weird. This is such a weird game. This is not something you'd expect to see. Ow. Okay. Well, he dealt with her. I don't know how he's going to deal with a big AoE stun, though. His deck literally has no outs to that. If I just block efficiently, I should be good. His Braum is at a lot of attack, though. So I guess he can kill my Rockbear if he so desires, right? Yeah, he can kill the 5-4. Another one. Never mind, he can't kill the 5-4. That's gonna be a no-go, buddy. Hmm? Yeah. Oh, but what if he has an execute? If he has an execute, I don't want to block, or I don't want to play the ground slam. Live with 5? But what if he has Death Lotus? Then I guess I'm fine like this. Yeah. If he has Death Lotus or Ice Shard, I'd probably lose. So I'm gonna play around and execute. And have this second Malphite just in case. Because right now I'm in a winning position. If he has execute, I just play fresh Malph and then I have his stun. Yeah, because I know some of these versions can run Scorched Earth if he so desires. Oh, okay. I don't think it's Scorched Earth then. I think he would have done that first. It doesn't kill me though. That doesn't really do anything, I guess. I thought it'd be possible to do like the ground slam into him, but it's just not that great. 2 cards in hand. Maybe it's third avalanche or something? I actually don't know. We can play slow though. Perseverarium. Yep. Then we'll do our stun, and if he does something, we have rock hopper. We literally have like lethal here. I don't see how he plays around 3 attacking units. I guess we'll find out. Hit him with the Malphite ult. Big boy, big slam. Yeah, okay, got him. I didn't think he had anything. Did not think so, my friend.
Rock wins. Rock always wins.
Is that Malphite's only ending quote? And that's it for this one. Please like and subscribe if you thought this video was informative or entertaining. It really helps me out since I'm still trying to grow. I'll be releasing more deck profiles, guides, and gameplay highlights in the near future. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters.